Today on Jer and Geoff Eat New West, we're checking out the most notorious pub in New West. I did it. No pun intended.
Checking out the Notorious Grey Fox.
Hi, my name is Armin Sodhi, and I'm the owner of the Notorious Grey Fox Taps and Patio. I used to own a pub in East Van called 12 Kings Pub. It was a craft beer sports bar, so I ran that for the last 11 years. That was my introduction to the hospitality industry, as my first ownership. Before that, I worked at Studio 54, New West. I ran a club night there. It was called Foreplay Fridays. And then worked in movie theaters. I worked at Patio, so I've always been with customer service and in that kind of field. So we went through a lot of thinking of naming this place. Everyone was calling it the Castle, and everyone knows it's not a castle; it's a jail. And I know people don't like to associate positive things with jails, but again, the history of New West and this I felt should be told again. So I just looked up who stayed here, and Billy Miner popped up. And everyone knows who Billy Miner is, or they have had the Billy Miner pie at the Keg. And one of his nicknames was the Grey Fox. The building is great, and I just felt that I could do a pretty good logo marketing with it, so we ran with it. There was another business that had the Grey Fox name, so that we added Notorious in front of it, and it just fit perfectly with the entire idea.
All right, so you've been here before.
Yes.
This was my first time.
Once as the Castle, which I can't remember, and that was years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So I couldn't even speak to, it's better now, it's worse now. No idea. But I will say, best patio in New West. I don't even think it's arguable.
I mean, the only other contender was if Paddle Wheeler was still open, they could fight it out.
But they are not.
But they are not. Yeah.
12 Kings, I had 14 craft beer taps.
How many here?
When we opened up was also the first year that local craft breweries opened up. So Steel and Oak, Yellow Dog, Moody, all of us opened up at the same time. And with 12 Kings, my idea was I'm going to bring the suburb craft beer into Vancouver so people don't have to travel. This one I'm coming closer to the suburbs now, so I'm trying to get other beers to come here. But I feel like the movement's changed. Even here, I didn't know what would sell for me. So I kept a couple of beers like Lucky Lager and Kokanee. And I was going to actually do a much more macro selection here, but right away the neighborhood, they love Steel and Oak here. And any other craft beer I put on, it's been really popular, so I'm just staying away from that. I'm just going to just craft local.
So you'll always kind of be rotating?
Yeah. I have a couple of mainstays. I always have like a Steel and Oak tap. I'll have a Yellow Dog tap. Anyone I have a really good history with, I want to keep that going. But I have so much taps I can just rotate, and I'm going to try to keep a variety of all the beers. And ciders. I'm going to admit it, I'm not a wine person myself, so I reached out to a friend he was away for a few weeks, and when he got back, he helped me design the wine list. So we have, I think, 6 to 8 different varieties of wine by the bottle, by the glass. So it's growing. Yeah. And we're also going to start introducing craft cocktails on tap as well. So, also I wanted to know what the neighborhood wanted. So I was telling him, I'm like, give me ideas. What do you guys want to drink? And I'll bring it in.
I tried a margarita based on the waitress said that they make a pretty good one, and they weren't lying. It was a tasty margarita. I quite enjoyed it. Perfect day for it.
For sure.
You went off book. You tried a cider.
I don't know what happened. Because I've had a few of their beers before.
Yeah.
And the one that I didn't want, Storm's they don't have, apparently something happened at Storm, so they didn't have the pineapple beer that they had. I think I just froze up, but I went with a cider, and it just felt like, because you had a bit of a fruity drink, and I thought something on a hot day. It was nice, and it was I forgot the name of it. We'll find out the name and put it in the comments. But it's kind of like a rosé cider. But if I am gonna have a cider, I want it to be dry.
Yeah.
And that one was a really nice, flavorful dry cider. So it was refreshing. We didn't get it on camera, I don't think. But they did have a rep from a brewery in Kelowna that does gluten-free beer, which I thought was kind of cool. because a lot of people have issues. And
No, that's a good point.
tolerance issues with beer, and beer is literally like
Yeah.
supposed to be kind of gluten-y.
Totally,
So,
yeah.
and it sounds like they do it in a cool way that doesn't use syrups or things or flavorings.
Oh, interesting.
So I was hopefully Armin brings that on board, but
Yeah.
I wish I knew the name of it offhand. But Quinoa, look them up. Gluten-free beer, Quinoa might
Very
be coming
interesting.
to Grey Fox.
My chef is Mike Glavis. His family owns gyms. So he comes from rich history in the hospitality industry. He was with the Dolly Group for 20 plus years. I think he was the most senior person there. He was so senior they had to actually buy him out because they couldn't afford to keep him there, especially when Dolly was kind of going through their struggles. So he took a year off, and luckily I knew his brother, and his brother reached out to me saying, hey, my brother's coming back from Greece. He lives blocks away from here, and he would love to help out. So I brought him on board, and we've been working together ever since.
So we tried the not Nashville chicken bites.
Mm-hmm.
They had Nashville crossed out. I don't know what that was about. And Jared, we split that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite dish of everything that we tried.
Yeah,
I really
they're
liked
tasty.
it. Yeah, little spice to them, but not a whole lot. But very very nice seasoning on them. Crispy. They came out absolutely piping hot.
Mm-hmm.
What was that dip? Was it like a dill type dip or?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was a nice. It was
Yeah.
definitely balanced nicely with
Yeah.
the crispy chickens.
If it was a dill dip, I'll leave this part in.
Okay.
And if it's not a dill dip, we'll just cut
We'll
that.
just cut
But
that,
it had a tasty dip
good. Yeah.
that went along with it.
Good.
And served with pickles.
Yeah.
Which I wish they gave us more pickles. Because
Yeah.
you and I each got one bite with the pickles.
pickle.
And I was like, this is amazing. And then I wanted more pickles.
Yeah, I don't usually eat the sweeter pickles. I'm more
Yeah.
of a dill pickle, but it kind of works with that sauce and with
Yeah, it was good with the chicken
So,
and the sauce.
um,
And yeah, it was tasty.
really good. I got a salad, which again, just off playbook, ripping the matrix. Something is different, and
I didn't know what happened here.
I don't know.
Yeah. Jared 2.0.
Jupiter's aligning
Yeah.
with Saturn, and so the Pisces and the Leo is something
Sure.
going on. But no, I think what happened was actually I saw people posting that salad, and it's not something I normally do. And I just thought, why not? Because let's get crazy. And it was super filling. I added chicken to it. It was a quinoa salad, but it's like just a powerhouse salad. It was a huge portion. I didn't even finish all of it. It was a lot. So.
I really appreciated that you added the chicken because I feel like you would have eaten more of the chicken bites if you didn't have chicken and chicken. And so I got the lion's share of the chicken bites. So I appreciated that.
Yeah,
But that salad looked really good too, and it was huge.
It was big.
Yeah.
It was a big portion. Yeah, they had 3 salads. I was a little bit torn. I tried the kale Caesar before, and there was a chickpea one. I just wasn't feeling that one. We went with quinoa.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can go wrong with either of those. Yeah.
So I tried the Philly cheesesteak sandwich.
Yep.
And this one was not my favorite. Now, it wasn't bad. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, don't order this. You're not going to enjoy it. The style of Philly cheesesteak I like more is the kind of like cheese whiz style. And this was not that style. It was fine. The beef was a little tough for what I like. Fries were good. For me, the thing I want to try next time, because I really enjoyed their Nashville style chicken, they have a dish that's a main dish instead of an appy that's Nashville chicken and waffles. That sounds really good.
That chicken
Yeah.
would be really
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I
And
mean-
like sweet and spicy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and try the waffles. Have you tried anything else there? And because you've been a few times, that's
Rosemary
worth-
pork bites are good. They've got a good happy hour with some really decent options, drink options and food options.
Yeah, a lot of the
kale.
stuff was like $6 on the happy hour.
Yeah.
I might have
some
just
of
made
them-
that up, but I
no,
thought that's
some
what
of
I
them
thought.
Are, some of
yeah.
them are good. But the rosemary pork bites are really good. It's like a dry, kind of a dry pork bite. Baby kale Caesar, which just feels a little bit healthier than romaine because it's kale. I imagine.
Sure, yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it totally counteracts the Caesar.
Yeah, so that's really good.
What a great addition for the locals to be able to just walk.
Yeah.
I'm actually in walking distance in Victoria Hill. Like I think it's a great addition to the community. I also think it'd be a really fun place to just go to the patio with some buddies, hang out, or watch the game. Like I think it's a really nice addition to New West. And at a time where so many pubs are closing, it's nice to see one trying and really bringing a bunch of new stuff in. So I'm excited. I'm excited to try some more stuff.
Yeah, it's exciting just to have another option here. Like you said, like
Totally.
this is not a time when we're seeing a lot of new restaurants or people just there's so much risk in doing that. So it's nice to see them opening up and in New West, and like you said, it's a bit of a homecoming for them. So
the mystique around the name's kind of fun too, right? Like
it's
such a part of New West history, and it happened actually there.
Great name, cool spot.
Yeah,
great location, cool building, and probably the best. I'll say it's the best patio in the West.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I agree with you. Anyway, guys, that's the Grey Fox. Check them out. Let us know what you think. Thanks a lot. One thing I noticed was there were reservation markers on a lot of the tables when we got there. People had reserved a lot of the really nice patio spots. And even when we were talking to the owner there, people were calling in to make reservations. It was hard for him to read them because you spilled the water all over his reservation book. But
where's the pretzel book? And I need a couple drinks, please.
I got the rest of it. Yeah, it's outside. What do you? He spilled water on it. Oh.